Once upon a time, there lived a man who worked as a stonebreaker in the mountains. He had no complaints or regrets about his life. He toiled hard all day, earning just enough to provide for his family. After a long day's work, he would spend some quality time with his loved ones and peacefully go to sleep. This routine continued day after day. One day, as he was heading home after finishing his work, a thought crossed his mind. He pondered on his life of breaking stones from morning till evening, earning just enough to make ends meet for his family. He wished for a power that could make his every desire come true. He reached home, had his dinner, but his mind was elsewhere. He couldn't stop thinking about this idea. Later that night, he had a dream. In the dream, he saw himself returning home as usual after work. On the way, he noticed a massive mansion, and a thought struck him that he wished that house were his, and he was its owner. To his amazement, in the dream, he became the owner of that mansion. However, his happiness was short-lived when he heard a commotion outside. He saw a grand rally passing by, with a prominent politician waving his hands and people chanting his name. They all admired and revered him. The man realized how small he was in front of this politician, and he wished he could be a politician too, with the same power and influence. But his joy didn't last long as he noticed the scorching sun overhead and realized the politician struggled in the intense heat. He collapsed due to heat stroke. The man thought, maybe I should be the sun itself, then no one can challenge my power. With this thought, he transformed into the sun and illuminated the world. Yet, even this immense power failed to bring lasting happiness. Suddenly, dark clouds gathered in the sky, blocking his light. He realized that even the sun's radiance could be obstructed. These clouds took away his power to shine. Then he thought, I should become the wind, as it can move the clouds. And he became the wind, blowing fiercely, dispersing the clouds, and regaining his radiance. As the wind, he experienced an entirely new energy within him. He could flow gently or become a tempest, carrying away whatever he wished. He felt like the most powerful being in the world. However, his moment of triumph was short-lived. He encountered a mighty mountain in his path, and despite using all his strength as the wind, he couldn't move it even a bit. It dawned on him that there was something more potent than him, the unyielding mountain. He realized that no matter how strong he thought he was, there would always be something greater. In his desperation, he wished he could become that mountain. But this time, his happiness was short-lived. He began to feel immense pain, as if someone was breaking him apart, and he screamed in agony. He put all his strength into becoming the mountain he desired, but he couldn't achieve it. In the throes of agony, he awoke, sweating and panting. He realized that in his dream, he couldn't become what he desired because in reality, he was already what he was meant to be. He understood that his true power lay in being himself, and he should appreciate the life he had, as there was no need to become something else. With this realization, he embraced his identity and lived contentedly, cherishing the simplicity of his life as a stonebreaker in the mountains, knowing that he was unique and powerful in his own way, just as he was. This story teaches us that true happiness comes from accepting ourselves for who we are and appreciating the simple joys of life. While it's natural to dream of greater power and influence, sometimes we fail to recognize the unique strengths and abilities we already possess. Pursuing our dreams is important, but it's equally important to find contentment in our current circumstances and not lose sight of the value in being true to ourselves. The story reminds us that genuine fulfillment comes from within, and we don't need to become something else to find happiness. We need to embrace our own identity and live authentically.